Hi everybody. I have a new setup on the desk and I'm fighting with the light and the mic. Let me just throttle this background sound. I hope you can hear me okay. Okay. Hi everybody and welcome to the stream, and probably I'll be hitting my mic today a lot. Hi, Smart Homemaker. So, nice having you all here. I don't know how long the stream will be for today. Hopefully between hour and a half or something like that. My main goal for today is to go to some of the topics for the 0.117, which was released 3 days ago, which now is 0.117.1. We have one update. And later on I'll be talking about some future things I will be doing in the videos and things like that. For example, I don't know if you can see this one good or not. This is a case cover, but it has letters on it, so I'll be talking about that too. So hopefully everybody is already on the latest version. Let me check here. This is my recording setup, but I think that I updated it to the last version. Yes, I did today. So what's new? Well, custom headers, which were the external component, where I have them. No, here on this setup you cannot see it because it is the header part is smaller than before, but I do not have icons here, so they are not shrinking when you're moving the mic. I like it. I never did use the external custom component, so for me this was a new one. I didn't want to mess with the Lovelace UI. Nice. I'm printing more cases because I will be doing 10 more Dig-Uno boards. So I have to do about 14-15 cases. No, 14, I have 3 already, so about 11-12 cases. So custom header. Let me switch to my main setup, which has a lot more icons. Okay. The problem, I have one problem which probably people do not have. This is that when you're selecting what screen or what window you want to have streamed, all Home Assistant instances start with overview. So if I'm in the overview on both my recording setup and home setup, meaning this screen here, I do not know which instance I'm trying to change to. Okay, something strange. Okay. Oh. Just a second. Oh, this will be one of those streams, I guess. Yeah, okay. So in my home setup, especially on the mobile phone, it's much nicer because the header is more compact, and of course once again it didn't change. Okay, once again it didn't change. Just a second. Let me try like this. Okay, so yeah, custom header, great, but I like the shortcuts. I don't know if I will ever be using them, but I nevertheless like them. For example, if you type E, you get entity filter, and then you can search all the lights. Just type or switches SW dot. You do not have to type switch altogether, just first letter or 2 letters, but because we have sensors and switches, you have to select another letter too, and then you can, for example, type temperature, and yeah, which is great. Also here, okay, so I have creation keyboard, it will be much harder, but if you type C, you will get commands, and here you can reload whatever you need to reload. For example, if you work on your input fields, you just reload input selects, and that's it, which is really great and can save you a lot of time. Although I miss here check configuration part, but that's just my paranoia, for example, I believe, or something like that. So instead of going to configuration server controls, you just press C and you get access to all those reload commands, which is really awesome. One thing that I did notice last couple of days, what I was missing was reloading secrets file. For example, if you change password, which on the other hand, I presume is done because if you change password for specific integration, then you would need also to reload that integration. So on one hand, okay, I understand, but on the other hand, I was playing with the Travis. I was migrating from the travis.org, travisci.org to travisci.com. I created new API key, and this API key is only needed when you are using the REST command. Hi Luis. And in order for you to change the API key, you need to restart the server, although this potential secrets entity could be reloaded without the effect on the Home Assistant overall. So this was one of the things. And what was the other thing? I was playing with something else and I had to reload everything. It was just a second. REST entities are here. I don't know, something was missing from the list here. Media players, I don't know, something was missing from the list. I know that I had to reload everything. Hi Jordi. Okay, in regards to what's new inside the Home Assistant, let's open this window. I don't know if anybody has seen, there was a stream this time from the devs, which I think is a great idea. Okay. I don't know if they will be doing that with each new release, but I think that the idea of, you know, talking with the devs, what was the general idea behind the release, what are some new additions and things like that, it is really a great idea. So let's quickly scroll through this. Okay, quick bar. This is when you are changing. Is it? Yeah, pressing the C or E, you get the commands or entities. I hope that they add additional things here. A compact header, as I said, I never used it before, but I really do like it, especially on the mobile phone. And if you are using icons instead of text, because text, especially on the mobile phone, can be, you know, too long. Scripts and automation YAML editor. Unfortunately, I'm not using it, and I cannot use this one because I'm using external YAML files, meaning that they cannot be viewed or edited inside the editor. But I presume that some people, that those who remained and those who kept using the internal editors have now, you know, more options, or they can tweak things that they couldn't tweak before. Which I'm still missing. I'm still missing the option of having the ability to edit. Having the ability to edit them would be great for me. I did read one thing, and this is maybe the answer on why they cannot implement at this point editing any externally edited file. Is the conversion between the YAML and JSON. So everything we are writing, all the code that we are writing, no matter if it's in the automations.yaml file created by the system or in the individual files spread into the folders, it's in YAML, and the system converts it to JSON. And what I didn't know, or maybe I knew, but better to say what I didn't think is that JSON doesn't support comments. So for example, if you look at my GitHub repository with the configuration, I put a lot of comments inside each and every integration, sensor, and whatever I have there. The system cannot work with that because it would then need to remove all the comments. And I think that this is the biggest reason why we are unable to use built-in editors to edit those files. Yeah, Mark, yeah, hi Mark first. Yeah, I believe you. Unfortunately, those two systems that I have, this is the recording setup and the my home setup. All my files, I have touched them or work with them directly in YAML, and now they cannot be used or I cannot use them. I cannot use integrated editors to work on them. So unfortunately, for me, this is no go. I have a third setup, which I did mention previously. This is running on a Raspberry Pi, and there I can. So yeah, if I want to do that, I can edit any file there using the integrated editors. Xbox integration, unfortunately, some technologies I have, some technologies I do not have. I do not have Xbox. I do have PlayStation 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I have 2 PlayStation 3s. Who knows, maybe I'll be buying 5 when it comes out, but I don't think so. So yeah, I don't know if anybody is using Xbox. I've seen the video and it really looks awesome. But then again, I'm not even playing PlayStation and I do not own Xbox, so yeah, I cannot even try it. Per, yeah, definitely. VS Code is my editor of choice. One thing that I cannot force myself because I think I'm lazy, or I just need a bit of extra time to comprehend that well enough on how to use, for example, okay, let me put it like that. Whatever I change in my code at home, I try to only do one group of changes at a time. So for example, if I'm working with you on the, I'm testing your new release of the high growth sensor, I will be working with that and I will not be making commit until I'm done with that. I'm not efficient or fluent with GitHub, and I do not know how to do sub branches or branches in terms of, you know, having 4 edited files, 4 edited YAML files for one thing, then 2 edited files for another thing, and then I commit only files that belong to a specific group. So if you are on my Discord channel, you probably seen yesterday a lot of pushes because I had a backlog of a lot of things. On one hand, I was working for a couple of days on the Travis CI and migrating Travis from the org to .com, because at the end of the year .org is going away and you will be able to use .com version of Travis for the free access too. So I was working on that. I got almost all working except sensors, and sensors still do not work. Sorry. And if I wanted to at the same time do update of the Home Assistant, what it would create in that same push, I would have commits related to the Travis CI, but I would also have commit that is related to the issue that is opened in regard to the update availability of the new update for Home Assistant. So what I had to do, I had to first close and commit everything that I did for Travis. Then I had to do update of Home Assistant. Then I had to do update of each individual HACS component. Then I got back to Travis. Then I tweaked something else. So each time I had to push whatever I was working at that point, so I can start working on something else. So I know that there is a way, but I do not know how to do it through the VS Code inside the Home Assistant. How I normally do, I have a local GitHub client, and if I do branches or pushes, yes, I know about that, and that's what I do through the GitHub local GitHub installation that I have at home. But I'm not sure how I can do it inside the VS Code, and I never, you just something like radio stations. Same thing like radio stations. I had all the scripts, all the input fields, everything ready for more than 2 years, and then I just had to sit down, spend half an hour or hour, figure out, in this case, how to do git checkout inside VS Code in Home Assistant, and then I made radio stations work. So this is something similar like this one. Hey, reci bok. Reci bok. My daughter is here stealing paper to draw something. Yeah, so this is a thing that I know that it's possible. I did mess something up once and I somehow did something similar to that, but I just need to spend a little bit more time to figure that out. This is the same thing as, for example, using VS Code and Platform IO instead of Arduino. You have much more, you have, I would say, what would be the best word? You can do more things using the Platform IO with the VS Code than you can do in Arduino. It's less of hassle to add components that are missing and things like that. But the switch is not just like, yeah, okay, now I'm using one thing, then I just switch to the other thing. There is a bit of learning curve, and I'm missing the time to do that learning curve. Okay, back to, sorry about my rambling here, back to the what's new, counters and timers. This is really great. Once again, as I'm not using helpers inside the Home Assistant, I use my external files, but I see a really great help how to do it here. Let me try and switch to the recording setup. I will be posting later on a picture of what I did. This is also one of those projects that I started working on a long time ago, but I never finished. Okay, so if you go to configuration, helpers, these are the helpers I have, but these are, you cannot edit them here because they are in the separate file once again. Squirrel. Is Dr. Z here? Yeah, I am. I call myself hamster because my attention span can be really small sometimes. So these are the helpers that I have already here. So what's new? You can now add counter. Maximum value 10, initial value this. I think that step size then has to be -1. Or we can do it like this. Okay. Minimum value 0, maximum value 0, initial value 10, create. So we have now counter and timer, test timer 000100. So what I could do now is use this test timer inside the radio station to make them play for only minutes. But yeah, I could use them inside the script. Let's see here. How it's called? No, I cannot do it like this. idle 1 minute, yeah. And editable, okay. Just a second. I'll be sneezing. Okay. Where is the mute button? Just in case of panic. Okay, let's get back to the Home Assistant. What's new? Nope. Will I sneeze? Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay. I don't know if anybody has tried this one to substitute color and entities, for example, with the values and then reuse them. I think this is the nice. I'm using something similar inside my notification script. Well, in fact, it's not my notification script. I adapted script from Carl Constanzo, so yeah, it's his. And I think Pinky Wafer also did that script. But it's really nice idea. What it allows you to save specific value that can be changed depending on where you are using it, and then when you need to load something, for example, in this script, when you have to change the color, you just call that variable, and that variable will be whatever it needs to be at that point. So for example, in my notification engine, I think I already talked about it some time ago, but in the notification engine, I use it to define who will be recipient, where that will be going, what is the group for the notification, and things like that. Okay, one question more. Anybody joined the Hacktoberfest? Maybe for the Home Assistant or something else? I don't know. Well, as a matter of fact, last year I did a couple of commits for the Hacktoberfest. This year I had a little bit more. I think I had 5 or 6. What I did was I was doing a creation translation for the custom components. Yeah, I'm not a programmer, but I know creation, I know Russian, I know a couple of other languages. So I went through the custom components. One of the components I worked on was the Blitzortung. I know that Per knows very well what this is. So my contribution this year was to translate it to the Croatian language, plus some others also. But yeah, I'm happy I was able to join the Hacktoberfest. I was also happy that I could contribute towards the Home Assistant community. I do not know how many people in Croatia really use Home Assistant, or if they use, what language they use. All my machines are in the English language. I worked on machines in 3 different languages, and sorry, yeah, it's just very hard. When you get used to the menus, you know where something is located, but translation of that to whatever language there is, it's really hard to find what you are looking for. So for example, I think that first non-English version of Word or Excel was in the Russian, and it was terrible. I did know Russian at that time, but I simply didn't know what they were trying to write to me. You know, you want to go to go, I don't know, copy or paste, and I couldn't find it. I know that they are supposed to be somewhere here, but I simply didn't know what this is. Same thing is in Croatian. When I work in the Excel, and my daughter comes and shows me Croatian Excel, I said, how do you... No. First first let's work in the English, and then I'll help you. The same thing is with the Home Assistant. When you get used to the one language and application working in that language, it's really hard to switch. Thank you, Liz. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, so I don't know if anybody will be using them. I hope that somebody will find my contributions to this Hacktoberfest useful, and I did it more or less just for fun, because yeah, you sometimes, well, if I look, Per is doing a great job working with the high growth sensor. He's now playing with the Tasmota, tinkering some things that can be related but are not directly related one to each other. He's also working on some other projects, and I feel like passive bystander. Then you have people in the community that can develop custom components or contribute to code. For example, you know, you have this remote and somebody says, okay, now I will find a Python script for Philips or whatever, work on it and make it available to everybody as either custom component or integration. Yeah, I have great ideas, but my programming skills are none. So I felt good for this one. And on the other hand, there was a lot of controversy in regard to this year's Hacktoberfest. This is why they changed it after only 2 or 3 days, from everybody can contribute to opt-in contributions only, meaning that when it started on the 1st of October, you could do any contribution, and there were a lot of abuses. People, for example, opened the text file and just changed 2 words and then submitted this as a contribution to the Hacktoberfest. So a lot of repository owners were really overwhelmed by the quantity of junk contributions. So after a couple of days, what they did, they declared that only opt-in repositories will be this year included. That meant that the owner of the repository had to tag it as a Hacktoberfest, and then your contribution would count. Okay, anybody here using Tasmota? I'm really interested to hear you if you have tested the new beta version of the integration. I'm not using Tasmota. This is also on my very long to-do list, but I know that Per has it now, installed it, and is now testing the Tasmota 9.0.0.3, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, but you lost the MQTT, or yeah, you're not using MQTT. This is if you remember, a couple of streams ago we were talking about Shelly, and then Shelly is a great device, and I really love it, and I will probably be evangelist of the Shelly devices. It gives you option to, okay, the most simple way is to use Shelly with their mobile app, but you do not want to expose your devices to cloud. Okay, then you have option to use MQTT, which is great, because if you already have MQTT, you probably have there ton of devices, and adding just 1, 2 or 20 more, it doesn't have any impact on the system when the system is there already. But for those like me, I said, no, I want simple and direct communication, because I know that there is yeah, I definitely agree. I know that latency of the MQTT in terms of when I instruct light to be changed, for light to be changed and then get a signal back, is really short. It is not as fast as just, you know, clicking the switch, but on the other hand, it is very fast. in my head, that's not fast enough. So what I did, I used shell integration. First, I tried, I don't know what was the original integration. Then I used custom component, and I'm still using custom component, but I also have the new version of the Shelly integration inside Home Assistant. And slowly, all those things that you were missing, for example, if you go with the original application, usually for the hardware or whatever you are using, you have 100 options or 10 options. Then somebody hacks it, you only have, first 2 or 3 options that are mandatory. Others will be added when there is time and when devs have enough time to play with. And it's really great to see Tasmota reaching the point, as far as I have read, because I'm not using it, where you can have it as a great internal device, and that you do not have to add anything additional on top of that. Same thing probably goes for the ZHA and Zigbee to MQTT, although I still prefer Zigbee to MQTT. Yeah, it is, and I agree with him. I agree with him definitely. Although there are some things that I do not agree with Frank, but I think that what he did, even before he joined the team, what he did for the community was really great, and this was really having him be part of the, let's call it, original or official developer team is really excellent, both for community and for himself. So, for example, Zigbee to MQTT, I have it. It works perfect. I know that there is ZHA, but I have less trust in that, even if this is, let's call it like that, integrated part of the system. Yeah, I have a very long list of things I should do, but I never get time to doing it. Tasmota, Sonoff, one thing. When I was looking on what devices to buy, I tried some cheap devices that are Sonoff based, that I flashed then ESP Home on them. So I didn't go that way, I went the ESP Home way. But I found that device to be unreliable. It was the smart power socket with the power metering. And flashing it for the first time, it was like you have to have PC with 2 Ethernet ports, 1 Wi-Fi port. You had to hijack the Wi-Fi, make the device connect to that, intercept the package, and it was like, okay, can you imagine somebody who is not IT guy doing something like that? No. Okay, there has to be something simpler, and the Shelly was something simpler in that case. Johnny, hi Matija, pozdrav. I don't know what to tell you. I think I have been using Home Assistant for well over 2 years now, and one of the first components that I integrated in Home Assistant. So what I had, okay, let me go a few steps even further. So how I started. First smart home device I had was the Tado smart thermostat. So, okay, this was before I had Home Assistant. Then the next thing that I did, I talked with my colleagues at work, and I installed Home Assistant. And he was talking like Philips, and I said, okay, I'm moving into new flat. What will I do? I will change all the lights for the Philips Hue lights. And then I went to the website. They were still not that much locally available, so I would have to order them from somewhere, pay shipping, pay import duties, whatever. And then I've seen what was the price of that, and I said, no way, no. Listen, I can go out and buy very decent, normal, non-smart Philips LED light, 6 watt, which is roughly, I don't know, 40 or 60 watts, all lights, for how much? Couple of euros or couple of dollars. And you want me to buy one light for, I don't know, $15 at that time or whatever. I can't remember exactly what it was. It was like $20, something like that, plus all the imports, taxes and everything. So, no. Listen, I have to buy at least 12 bulbs. You want me to spend $500 on 10, 20 light bulbs? No way. So this is why I went and bought the IKEA lights. And sorry for going way back. And when I bought them, I bought the Tradfri hub. So the next thing is, I was talking with the guys at work, and we were talking about motion sensors. And I said, okay, but I cannot connect motion sensors to Tradfri hub. So I bought the CC2531 USB stick, and this is how the story went. So I had most of my lights on the Tradfri hub, and all non-IKEA things were on the CC2531 stick. Then I integrated, of course, Tradfri inside Home Assistant. I could do things, but I felt like, you should have it embedded, as Frank said, and you should not have it as external thing. So I started slowly moving all the lights from the IKEA Tradfri to the Home Assistant. And I was usually doing this on Sunday, so that I have time to fix if anything goes wrong before the next Monday. And I remember I did almost all the lights, and I had kitchen lights and dining room lights. And in my apartment, kitchen lights are the lights that are constantly on or constantly getting switched on or off. So those lights are the only lights that you can bet that are on day or night. And they were working on those small pucks, before the new switches, rocker switches. You had those black, white or yellow pucks where you just rotate them. And it really didn't work as it should work inside Home Assistant with the Zigbee integration. So I had to leave all the lights that were connected to that on the Tradfri, and I moved everything else on the in the Home Assistant directly. So my question, if you do not need, don't switch. But if you have combination of everything, select only one thing that you want to keep. If you have Philips Hue bridge, if you have IKEA Tradfri bridge, if you have CC2531 or Deacon stick, another thing I should test, select one or two and get rid of everything else. Having too many components really can be a problem. Zigbee network is a great network, and I think that it's better in terms of the capabilities for home users than Z-Wave. On the other hand, Z-Wave also has some very neat things that Zigbee doesn't have. One thing that I find humorous is talking with, but Z-Wave network has healing capabilities. I said, why would you need healing? Doesn't it work? Why would you heal it? I don't heal my Zigbee network, it just works. But I do know why there is healing in network, and that's a great addition. But for example, I don't know if anybody has been looking on the division of the channels in the Wi-Fi range and the channels on the Zigbee network. I spent a couple of hours going through the apartment and sniffing the various channels and how they are occupied to find the best channel for my Zigbee network to be sure that I will not be getting any interference. So hopefully Sonoff will be next. Hopefully Sonoff will be next. But you cannot, but Johnny, you can use it, you can hook up it even if you are using virtual machine. When I say you can, this is based on my knowledge of not knowing if this specific case will work, but at my work we work with the virtual machines and we do use USB sticks. It can be pain sometimes, but you can map the external USB to the virtual machine itself, no matter what virtual machine. I have my recording set up. Okay, currently I haven't, currently the stick is disconnected, but my recording setup is running on virtual machine, and I use stick or USB stick inside that. Yeah, Mark, that's the reason why Z-Wave in some cases is definitely much better choice than the Zigbee. Me too. I think Mark has that one, if I'm not mistaken, and I really do have to get my hands on that one. My list of what I have to get my hands on is very long. Okay, let's briefly scroll, and this is it. GRI, so air conditioning, Tasmota, this is one. The cons, yeah. TTS platform can now be configured for notification. Anybody knows what this really means? Oh, okay, yeah, I get it. Okay. Sorry. What kind of switches? Sorry. Oh, inside the wall switches. When you talk about switches, I usually think about, you know, switches like something like this. This is great, and I said to myself that I will be playing with the TTS platform with the notification, but of course this will go to my overgrown to-do list. Okay, so yeah, what I wanted to talk to you is I do a lot of videos in regard to Home Assistant, and I really like it, and the pool of possible future videos is tremendous. My goal is to have as many components and integrations I can recorded. On one side it's really hard because some integrations changed. For example, I recorded already 2 times Synology DSM integration for the Home Assistant, and I should now do 3rd one. So, you know, I want to record new stuff, but I also want to keep the old stuff updated and working, and it's hard. And a list of things that I want to record is always growing. So sometimes I release a video which I think that people would like to see in terms of what it's covering, how you can do it, do you need something external or not. So if I look all my videos, what are types of videos that I prefer to do and I'm most proud of is doing something without anything, meaning radio stations. For radio stations you do need to have media players, but if we think of that as, okay, I already have them, you really do not need anything. You just need 15 minutes of your time, browse the internet, and you have all around the house radio stations. I was playing a little bit more with that last couple of days, and somebody mentioned the idea of the podcasts. So I've written down, I have general idea on how I will do that. So you could have a latest podcast also streamed to the speakers. But these are fun. For example, if you want to do Shelly video, you need to have Shelly. If you want to have Reolink video, you need to have Reolink cameras. If you want to have Philips or IKEA or Sonoff or Samsung, you need Samsung for that. And you are forcing people to make selection and go, okay, should I go to for Samsung or LG? Of course, you will never buy Samsung, go for LG, but that's just my opinion, sorry. When you can do video on weather or earthquake sensors or COVID sensors on version information, some mathematical stuff based from your automations, timers, alarms. These are great videos because you do not have to have anything extra and you can still implement it. You can implement it today. You do not have to wait for delivery. You do not have to go outside to buy something. So this is really why I love the radio stations. And also one of the other ways is, if you look at my repository, you will find, if you look at my first stream, you will find their radio, and it never worked. And it was so simple to fix. But the biggest issue I had was really the issue with the stream component. So, you know, you try to do something, you know that you're doing something and it's simply not working and you cannot figure it out. And then half a year later, you figure that there is a issue in the GitHub saying that streams do not work in this case. And this was the case you were trying to do it. So getting that working was really, really fun for me. In regard to TVs, I'm proud owner of the LG TV. I used to have Samsung TV, but not anymore. And yeah, I should be buying a new one. And on the other hand, I do not want to buy because it's still working. Then again, I have already I only have I already have 3 dots now on TV. If you know how the backlight works on those TVs, they have LED strips, then they have plastic orbs or something, buttons around them, and diffusers. So you get completely white screen just based on those LEDs and good diffusion. And what happened last summer, when it was really too hot in the apartment and the TV was running for a long time, one of those buttons unglued itself. Hi Johnny, thanks really for joining the channel. And it fell down, so you get white dot in a place where this button was standing. And this year, in this summer, I lost 2 more buttons, so now I have 3 dots on TV, which you do not see until there is a contrast on the screen. For example, if this area needs to be brightened than the others, then you will not miss it, no way. Yeah, okay. So, Johnny, thanks. Really, I appreciate it. One question I had a couple of questions why I'm not using Patreon. I did use at one point Patreon. I was not sure if I would go in any direction or what I would use or everything. So the problem was how much they do take at the end. And the second question was, I want to have it legal, meaning texts. If there is any kind of income, I want to be clean. I want everything to be paid, you know, towards the state, towards the everything. And at Patreon, it was just too complex, just too hard. They offered some options, which in Croatia, due to very stupid laws, you cannot do it like that. So I've just disabled my Patreon account. I think there are a couple of guys that were patrons there. I really do thank them. I never did pull everything. I left the cash there. I will, if I can, donate it to whatever I can. But yeah, this is why I never went to the Patreon, or I did went and disconnected my account. Okay. Let's see what's, yeah, Australia. Okay, so what did I want to talk about next is this. Who mentioned it before? Let me just scroll back up. Matej, you mentioned this, and I don't know if you guys can see it or not. And this goes here, like this. So this is Dig-Uno or Dig-Uno, how Dr. Z calls it. I know that he's been talking a lot lately. This is board developed by the QuinLED, and this was one of my first ever projects that were hand soldered with the surface mounted components, and I'm really proud on doing that. So I made 5 of them. I've given a couple of them away. I'm using 3, so my stair lights. In my oldest daughter, she has floor LED lights, and I also have 1 rice lights, which I really love, and this is one of the revelations by the QuinLED. I will be posting somewhere a link for that one. Those are the small, they do not use a strip, they use small thin wire directly, so you have 3 wires going from LED to LED, and they're beautiful in terms of quality of the light. So I have 3 of those working. So I bought last summer material for 10 more, and I'm preparing to build 10 more boards. What if, I don't know if you know or not what this board is. This is the, some people released videos on how you can connect the LED lights, digital LED lights, directly to the ESP boards, Node MCU or something like that, which on the one hand is great, but what if you want to use, for example, 12-volt lights, or you want to have multiple strips controlled by the single node MCU, then you need something like this. So this board has 5 or 12-volt input. You select here either 5 or 12. This is the voltage regulator, or the voltage drop-down converter from 12 volts to 5 volts. This is the car fuse, preventing you to burn the board. And here you have ground, positive, digital out or digital in, and clock out. So you can connect to this any digital LED that is using either 5 or 12 volts with 1 or 2 signal wires. I use it mostly for the 3-wire LEDs, digital LEDs, but I also have a couple of wires that are 4-wire, a couple of LEDs that are 4-wire LEDs. So I need to do a couple more boards. Because of that, I printed cases. So you install it like this. There is a hole, and here is the, how do you call them, cable tighteners, fasteners, and on the other side here too. And then you close it, okay, and have everything protected but also ventilated. So why am I even mentioning this? Because I will be making a video about this. I will not be making detailed video on how you can build them your own, because QuinLED did excellent job. You can buy ready-made. If you do not want to solder them your own, you can order them from the QuinLED. He is providing a link, I think, from China for worldwide sales. And on the other side of the Atlantic Ocean, you have Dr. Z. And Dr. Z has in its own shop stock for the United States. So if you live in the United States, you can buy directly from Dr. Z. But great thing about the board is that you can flash, I wouldn't say any kind of ROM, but you can flash ESP Home, which I used before, but you can also flash the WLED. And I really love, I don't know if anybody's, again me hitting the mic. I don't know if anybody is using the WLED for anything. My throat is killing me. So we are probably about 1 hour mark. Yeah, we are. I know when my throat starts killing me, it's 1 hour of talk. So yeah, WLED is really great. So I will be making a video. It's not really hard and there are tons of videos, but I will be talking about, you know, whole process of flashing firmware, getting the integration, which is really easy since the WLED is now part of the standard integration inside Home Assistant. Let me just find where I want to switch. This one? Yes. Okay. Okay. Let me move this out of way. So this one is the WLED inside Home Assistant. I used at one point before I bought this mini sun from the Elgato, and I'm missing the second mini sun. If you look, here is the light. So this is the light, and you see the shadow. So I now have to buy additional light to counter the shadow, so that shadow goes behind me. But yeah, okay. Before I got this light, I had here WLED strip, APA 102. You know those how it's called, Adafruit starlight, something like that. They're very bright, and I use the WLED to control that light. So this is the WLED. There are really million options for you to control lights. She probably killed the light on the switch. Yeah, she did. But let me try and switch to something like this. 192. Just a second. 61. Okay. Let me switch the window. So this is the okay. So this is the WLED interface if you connect directly to the board, and more or less you can control everything inside Home Assistant. But I like this one because they added this peak functionality, and what you see here at the top, okay, what you can see here at the top is how the lights currently work, or how the lights are shown in real life. So if I change to the police, it would change the animation here. So it has a nice preview. This is, I think this was added in the version 10, 010 or something like that. Yeah. Million palettes of colors. I don't know how many animations there are, and you can do presets. I have a couple of presets. So these lights that I'm now changing are the stair lights. We have stairs from the first to second floor, of course. We did try to levitate, but it didn't work very well, so we are now using stairs. But those are not, you know, your normal stairs. On the one side you have wall, on the other side you have only small rail, and it's open to the floor below. And the steps are really just steps looking like they're levitating. So I installed the LED strips, and it's really great because it's shining through the stairs, on the walls and things like that. And if you use it as a night light, you can play with the animations. So you can have animation if somebody's triggered it upstairs, you can have the animation like, you know, like evacuation routes, leading you downstairs or leading you upstairs. So it's really great. And I really find it interesting that this is really a open source project. You would expect such detailed product to be a commercially available product that you have to pay at least something, you know, something like Philips Hue. We are Philips, we did Philips Hue, and if you want color LEDs, you will pay premium. And it's really great. The next thing is that the idea that somebody installed timer inside. One of the main functionalities that you can pull in the Home Assistant is a night switch. Meaning, you know, just you turn it on, you say how long you want night switch to be working, it will automatically trigger the light on off in 30 minutes. You know, you don't have to do any kind of automation, trigger or whatever. Next option is to sync. So if you have 10 LEDs, okay, my dog is yelling a bit. So if you have 10 LEDs in your home, what you can do is you can sync them. Anytime you start one LED, it will push current effects, intensity to the other LED strips, which was really annoying to me because by mistake I did something and the lights kept turning on and off when somebody did something in some other room. And, you know, you feel like you have ghosts in your apartment. Samala. Pifke. My dog barks if anybody is eating anything, so sorry about that. Okay. So as I was saying, or as I wanted to say, is I will be doing a special video on the WLED. Oh, I really want to get my hands on that. Really. I really think that those nanoleaf hexagons are great. But I think they're a bit pricey. I don't know if you have seen the DIY options. At one point I was thinking even to go and do my version of nanoleaf, but nobody has managed to do it in such a way that you can do any shape you want. You can switch the shapes and get it working. For others, you have to watch out where is the next connection, so you cannot do, you know, full circle, things like that. So this is why the nanoleaf is still definitely the best. Yeah, they are really expensive. You know, I wanted to do a whole wall, and then I said, okay, this will be like 3 kits or something like that. Okay, no. Yeah, I'm choosing currently my battles. Oh, and yeah, so what I will be doing is I will be recording video, and I will also be doing a giveaway. I will be making 10 boards, as I said, and I will be probably giving away 2, 3, 4 of those Dig-Uno or Dig-Uno digital Uno boards. So I'm really looking forward to that, but I have to sit and solder them. It's not very long. Yeah, I have to just put my glasses on and spend couple of hours on that, then test it. But it will be fun. It will be fun. So this is one of the next videos you can expect. Did you? There were a couple of, I don't know, you probably, if you searched on the YouTube, you probably seen a couple of videos. One young guy was doing a video Was he 3D printing? Yes, he was 3D printing. It was the pyramid shape, triangle shape ones. There were a couple of videos I've seen that people really did great job of mimicking nanolith. Nanolith is really, as a concept, is a great idea, but it is really expensive. And this is really ambient light, meaning not your primary light, not your anything. It's really just a mood light. So yeah. Okay. Blah blah blah. Let me switch back to my recording setup. No, this is not recording setup. This is recording setup. Yeah, it is. Did anybody try playing with the radio stations? Which shockingly, really shockingly, is currently one of the best videos for my channel. It made 1,000 views in less than 3 days. Tons of positive feedback. Envy. Let me search it right away. How it's pet envy. Okay, I got something which is not that one. I think you mean this one. Okay, yeah. Yeah, just a second. Let me stop it here and let me. I really had. Okay, I cannot pull it. I have my Stream Deck. So this is my Stream Deck. It has a lot of buttons, it has a lot of everything, but I still haven't programmed simple way on switching through the various windows, and this is on my very long to-do list. So this, building one of the first nanolith clone PCBs. Yeah, but there is somebody else. Let me try and search it. Was this one? I think that this was the one I was looking for. No. This one. Yeah, this, no, even done. Okay, there are tons of the options, but I know that a lot of people had made, this is a, okay, no, man cave. I do not have cave. It was the old video about a year ago or something like that. Yeah, but you see, for example, if you look at nanolith, how it works, these all LEDs here are the same color. So he's probably not using the digital LEDs. He's probably using the normal analog. These are great, but for example, here you can see those dots that I wouldn't want to see. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we will not be going there. Yeah, exactly. If I would go that way, my list, really my list of all the projects that I want to do is so long. For example, I was already planning to have the lights adapt to me streaming or not. So this is something that I can pull. Oh, let me check. For that, let's go where? Here. Okay, and if we go to overview here, okay, it's not working. You see that it should, if I would be able to pull data from here, I would also be able to trigger something based on the am I live or not. One of the things that I was planning on doing is the tracking status of this light. As you can see, it's now maxed out. Okay. So in theory, I would need to check if this light is on, is the brightness at maximum, and I think that I would also need to check the color temperature, because for the streaming it has to be white, I don't know, but when I work normally it is a bit warmer, and warmer gives me, at least in my setup here, too much shadow. So this is why I keep it on very cold white, something like that. So if I would need to do automation, I would here have to capture a couple of things: state, brightness, probably color temperature, and it would be much easier and nicer to just pull data from here. But as you can see, nope. Why? It's such strange. Okay, never mind. Okay, what are the next videos I'm planning to work on? One of the next videos I'm currently testing, and as I said, I'm a hamster, and as a hamster I have problem with the attention span, and I'm currently working on the ZoneMinder inside Home Assistant. I don't know if anybody knows what ZoneMinder is. I use ZoneMinder. I apologize, I have to sip a bit of Coke. Okay, so ZoneMinder was not mine. ZoneMinder is NVR. It's a CCTV or IP camera recording software, and I have been using it for the very long period. I think I've been using it, well, me and my father have been using it for well over 15 years. I wouldn't put my money on that, but I think that we've used it around 15 years. It was back in the days when the Mandriva Linux was called Mandrake, and before it went bankrupt, so it was really long time ago. And we used it to record 5 cameras, and it was excellent. You know, it was Linux machine. I rebooted it every 2-3 years, something like that. It was the same Linux machine. Was it? Yeah, it was the same Linux machine working for well over 10 years. At one point I did have to replace the hard drive because it was already starting to fail, but everything else was really working from the day one. Of course, when I bought and made the PC for the Linux server, when I made the Linux server, not PC, it was, better quality components, and after 15 years it was junk, but nevertheless it kept on working. No issues. It was doing recording when it should do record. It was doing great motion detection. It was working in the they called it motion detect recording Modrecom. How it was called? Something like that. I don't know. But they stopped supporting it. For a couple of years there was really no updates, nothing new, which was okay because the system itself was running. You could probably leave it for hundreds of years and it would be running if you have good enough hardware. but you do want to have support for your just a second. Pifke, touch. No, he doesn't want to come. And we decided, you know, we want to go on something supported. I got Synology, so we switched off to the Synology surveillance station, which is great. On the other hand, also great. We were forced to change cameras because from the early days we still had CCTV, meaning that there were old cameras, you know, coaxial cable. Look what I have here. Do you see it? Say hi. Hi. So, you know, this was the CCTV, old style cameras, coaxial cable. After, you know, 10 years, the cable was from the weather conditions, from the cold and the sun. Hi Leland, you were the first on the stream and you're the last one to join the party now. So I had to change the cameras. We bought the IP cameras and moved to the Synology. And Synology was great, but it never worked at the same way that the original NVRs worked. For example, how you want motion to be detected, the fine-tuning of sensitivity of the cameras, exclusion, inclusions, day-night changes, flashes from the light, things like that. No problem. Sorry, I was joking. So somebody asked me if I want to do video on ZoneMinder, and I said really yeah, because this is the going down the memory lane road. So I was testing it. It can be installed inside the Docker container very easy, and I'll be installing it in the Synology, but the same procedure would go for any machine that can run a Docker. And which is nice, somebody hack the original version, so you do not need to have separate Maria database installed, which is great. One of the reasons I have on my Synology machines Maria database was because of the ZoneMinder. And second of all, somebody also added some extra features, so you can have object detection, people detection, and other stuff like that. So it will be fun video, but I'm still in the first testing phase, and probably the video I will be releasing about ZoneMinder would be only one part, not covering those add-ons such as face recognition, object recognition, and things like that. The problem is, you know, when I start recording, I want to have as well covered as I can the topic, and then the video just becomes too long. I really want to have videos that are 10, 12, maximum 15 minutes, and I end up with the videos that are half an hour or more long. Yeah, so it's really hard to cover everything. And on the other hand, what I've seen is, if I look at the statistics for the channel and for the videos, you know, some topics, no, unfortunately, no. I've seen it. I've looked at the web page, but I didn't try it. I know that a lot of people are comparing Shinobi, if I'm not mistaken, correct me, with the Blue Iris. But back what I was saying is, you know, for example, I did series of videos in regard to configuration, GitHub, and Travis, and it was like 3 or 4 videos, and you see that the interest declines because this is very specific topics, and then you push same topic for month or more, and yeah, people just don't like that. So I really would like to have more diverse topics, and while ZoneMinder is definitely on my to-do list, it will also be a couple of me. Hey Alan, yes, you are just in time. Well, not in time because we will be ending up soon, but yeah, you are in time. Nice seeing you, Alan. Look, video for ZoneMinder will be out probably towards the mid of November. One of the next videos will be Dig-Uno, so the LED. What I also will be pushing is the, once again, I didn't want to release radio station video this week. I really had planned to do something completely different, but I was afraid that nobody would want to see this video, and this is why the radio station was even recorded, which is again very strange because that video is now, you know, for me, for size of my channel and my audience, is really pushing all the boundaries. So next week will be this one. It will be a really stupid video, it will be a really short video, but it's really fun, and you know, having something so stupid working was really fun for me to do. So I will be covering on how you can integrate mosquito repellent inside Home Assistant, which is really, I know, it's really silly idea, but you know, some small stuff really makes you happy and enjoy what you do. So I really look forward to doing that video. I really do hope that somebody will watch it, because it's really dumb idea to do. Okay, I know that in some areas of the earth is it's beginning of the summer, but here it's winter, and hey, what video are you doing in the middle of the winter? Well, mosquito repellent, yay. Yes, that's right, Christian. Yeah, but on the other hand, go to other channels of people covering Home Assistant, what they are doing. Christmas lights or Halloween lights. No. Mosquito. So yeah, you have to be different a bit. So probably the next summer I'll be doing a DIY video on Christmas lights. But no, I will combine light decorations with the Dig-Uno video. Thank you, thank you, Christian. Yeah, we have one saying here. Poludi mlad da ti život prođe u veselju, which translated to the English would be go crazy when you're young, so your life goes in happiness, something like that. That's right, yeah, you see, mosquitoes, yay. I don't know if anybody is watching Miranda, how it's called, I forgot his name, guy from Spain doing 3D printing and projects like a DIY tank. Oh yes, we do. Oh, you are right. Yeah. Oh yes, we do. Yeah, we have. It started. I don't know. Alan is that crazy Ivan? Yeah, that's right. He's the best. He's really. If you want to look at funny videos, go see his stuff. He's you know, enjoying building crazy things. Like that British dude that built a DIY bomb shelter inside his basement. It's really great to watch him. So if you know Crazy Ivan, you know what's his name, what's he's saying. He's talking about spacers. You know, everybody who's seen his channel will at least at some point hear him saying he's talking about spacers. You know, those small metallic dividers. And he made such a fuss about spacers that his trademark now is spacers. Mine will be mosquitoes. But yeah, we have couple of, for the last 2 years we have problem with this, how it's called, motlet shieldbug. You cannot stand that guy. Well, he's probably too hyperactive for you. But if you, okay, let's step back. He built DIY tank. No, he printed and built DIY tank at least 3 times now. I have to give him a credit. Yeah, oh, that's good idea. That's great idea. That's excellent idea, Mark. I will definitely do that. I could probably even print this on a 3D printer and do Mosquito logo here. Yay, that would be great. And then push notifications or information about the sensor via MQTT. That's excellent idea. That's excellent idea. Thanks, Mark. Thanks, Mark. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. This went the opposite way that I wanted, but nevertheless. Anybody knows what this is? I try to print the filament. So this guy is called filament. I try to print one of the fills every time I use a new filament. So this is the new yellow filament I'm using. I ran out of red filament. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. Let's go here. So I don't know if anybody has checked my repository lately. I've been doing a couple of updates there. This one is still not working. As you can see, it says that the last push was on 28th of the October, when in effect last push was some 10-12 hours ago. Which okay, because it's still providing information from the TravisCI org, and I have now moved to travisci.com. If anybody is using TravisCI, I mentioned this at the beginning of the stream, is the TravisCI org will be ceasing to operate around the new year, and now you can use travisci.com for free repositories and free continuous checking. So you just have to migrate everything. I've seen that Pinky Wafer or Jenny has moved her repository also to the travisci.com. I don't know, I have to check with her if her sensor is working or not, but mine is still not working. But what I also did, I did a cleanup of the system statistics. I still have only one alert. Let me just block screen, because if I do not block it, I will probably show something and then... No. Okay. One of the reasons one of my streams was not visible was the stuff that I showed. Okay, nope, I can't switch here. What I wanted to show you, something in regard to the Travis. My attention span is very short. Alerts. Nope. Yeah, I have 2 alerts. Okay. I probably didn't restart the system. So this is currently what I have inside my Home Assistant. One of the new things I've added to my overgrown pile of unnecessary stuff that is plugged in somewhere and consuming power is this one. This one. Yay! If you are on my Discord server, you've probably seen me photo of this. So I have now This is the Chromecast, which is turned off, and this is the stick itself. So I have now once again Android TV. If you remember, I did an Android TV video on how to integrate with the Home Assistant, and after okay, after I recorded the video, I gave this box to my father because he had old Sony TV, which was, you can call it smart, but it was far from smart. So he hooked it up instead of, he used to have PC connected to that TV, so he can browse on a PC content and then stream it on TV, something like that. So I gave him the Android TV box and he started using that. At the end, he bought a new TV, which is now Smart TV. He bought LG TV. I still have to get my father install the Home Assistant. He's maybe even on the stream, who knows. And he disconnected the Android TV, and a couple of weeks after he bought the TV, he once again reconnected the Android box, and now he's using both smart functionality of the LG TV and Android TV. And if I look at my TV, it's LG TV Smart TV, which means for example, Netflix is installed as a WebOS application. I have a couple of other WebOS application. If I'm using MB, I'm not using Plex, I'm MB a user. I use share service from LG, and I now have Xiaomi Mi TV stick. And if anybody is asking why I have it because I want to record one additional video, and this is video related to the streaming of cameras, which you mentioned. Yeah, I will answer in a minute. I will answer Tech Toy. So I want to do video on streaming of the streams from the cameras to Chromecast. So for example, if you have and I apologize, I do not have any, let's not call it the name, Echo devices, to not trigger anything. I'm using Google devices, so every testing I did on the Google devices, and you can push camera stream to the Google Nest or Google Display or whatever this Google device is now called. And somebody asked if it's possible to push that to the Android TV. So in my testing, this was done last summer, I was able to push to Chromecast, you know, Chromecast stick inside TV. Yeah, I have also Chromecast on my TV as a stick. It works great. So you can push any stream, for example, radio station that I did video last week. You can push it to the Chromecast in the TV. Cameras also, but I didn't play with the Android TV, so this stick was bought for this, but I also am now using it for other stuff. And if anybody wants, I have recorded unboxing. I can show you configuration steps and things like that. It's very simple. It's nothing, no rocket science. I don't believe that people would be interested, so this is why I didn't even prepare that video. Okay, back to cameras. Currently, I have only okay, let's look at like here. So if you have seen my Reolink, videos, you will see that that's the reason why I have a lot of cameras. So for example, I have currently 3 cameras connected via Synology. These are the two cameras that I really am using. So one of the cameras is the both of those cameras are D-Link. One is the vandal-proof, really dome camera for the outdoor, and the other one is not that outdoor. Sorry, my daughter. One is not really for the outdoor, but it works great because I have it in a covered and sheltered place. Third camera that is still connected is this Repellent camera that I did videos on previously. And the fourth camera is the D-Link, also pan tilt camera, which I used for the testing and recording. Let me overview here. So these are three cameras, and just let me this one. Yeah, this one. So this is the camera I'm using. I used for testing of the motion eye and other stuff. This camera is not used for anything. This, okay, it is, but I'm not really actively using it for anything. These two are the ones that do recording and motion detection, because you have to enter through this door and then go here to approach my apartment. So I do face recognition and automations based on the what's going on inside those two cameras. This is just the last screenshot that was processed. Here, if the image is recognized, here you get the status or the name of the person that was recognized. And yeah, so those two cameras, D-Link cameras, are the ones that are primary. This was the camera, one of the cameras I was recording with. So RLC 410 is the one I will be keeping, and RLC 520 camera is already packed and will be going to the lucky winner. And this one, yeah, as I said, I'm not having it connected to anything. I just use it for the recording. But what other cameras I have, and I do have other cameras. As you can see, I have the Ender 3 Pro. Good question. Good question. I have my Ender 3 Pro, and for the cameras I also have screen captures and other internal things related to cameras. So not all cameras are individual cameras. I have 5 cameras. So 4 are really cameras. One is the camera on the 3D printer, but I have them connected directly through Synology. So you get 11 camera entities, sorry. Hikvision is also great. I know that at work we use those cameras for some software development for the artificial intelligence. And the guys that are working with the artificial intelligence part, they said they're great for what we are using them. Alan, yes, no, I didn't have. So I played it nicely. When we know this, even if we did move 5 years ago into this apartment, we know those people that live on the same floor as us for a long time. So there are 2 more apartments, and my wife and I know them very long time. She knows them even when they were kids, all. So I was putting camera in front of my apartment, and this camera positioned in such a way that nobody can approach any window or door of my apartment, but it also has no way of recording anybody else on the same floor. So there is like a long corridor, and we are here. And since we have divider here, I see only what's going on in front of my apartment. So the neighbors asked me what's going on. I said I'm putting camera there. They were joking, haha, you're going to record whatever we do. I said, yeah, of course. And they said, can you put another one? I said, what? No, another one in front of our joint door. So to go through, after you go through that door, you approach the other 3 entries to apartments. And they asked me if I want to install the other one. I said, okay. And that camera has been now there standing for 5+ years. We forget it. I have it on some recording loop. I don't do any video processing on that exact camera, so it records everything and dumps it in a safe place and then keeps it there for 2-3 weeks. So if there is any kind of potential burglary or anything, we have recording, but it's just automatically deleted. I myself don't have interest or time to look at the recordings themselves, and so yeah, no, I didn't have still any complaints from them. I would say that I was even motivated or asked to install that one additional camera to protect not just my flat but all the flats here. But it all depends on the neighbors. I know that my father installed one recording in front of his front door, really recording just 2 meters in front of the door, and then he had same day one of the neighbors waving with the hammer that he will bang his camera or break it or something like that. So it all depends where you live and what neighbors you have. Okay, Black Shears person detection from HI community. Yeah. So in terms of the artificial intelligence and what you can do with the cameras is we have company I work for has a division, or it's now spinned off in a separate company that's been working with the artificial intelligence for a long time, and I was lucky to work with them on a couple of projects. They do everything from the signature recognition for the forensic signature recognition, meaning really the signature recognition, not just it looks similar, but all the lines, pressures and things like that, up to the logical checking of document, those verifications where you have to put your ID card next to face and it matches, so they do stuff like that too. But why they used Hikvision cameras was the how it's called, ferry ship. Okay, so there is a problem with the cars and ferries. You have to pay the ferry price based on the length, height and weight of the vehicle, which for the truck, yeah, you see it's very long truck and you pay for the long truck, but for the cars, especially in these days, you have SUVs, monovolume and things like that, the border between each category is very blur. So what they did is they installed a couple of cameras that monitor from the top, and they can measure the distance bumper to bumper for every car, and as you pass, one camera photos your license plate, the other photos you from the above and says, okay, this and this license plate, it's this and this long, and things like that. Yeah, they are. Alan played on the safety card, saying that having one camera there can also possibly provide additional security for the whole building. That's the only thing. Well, I'm mentioning them, but they were not license plate recognition or ALPR, automatic license plate recognition. We were just talking about the artificial intelligence, but yeah, ZoneMinder, for example, has also, which I was mentioning previously, has option for the license plate recognition. Sorry, and I think I tried it once, but it didn't work as I wanted. But yeah, okay, so my throat is starting to act up, and this, as always, is the time for the stream wrap-up. Sorry. Okay, 1 hour 45 minutes. So I covered a lot of topics here. I hope you did hear something interesting. I don't know if I mentioned all the future videos that will be coming. So I was talking about the Xiaomi, I was talking about Dig-Uno or Digital Uno, I was talking about the ZoneMinder. I know that there was a fourth one. I had it on a Discord. Yeah, you can find it on a Discord. If you're still not this is no. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you can do it. Those cameras are great because you can offload a lot of text. But I was talking about stuff that is not done even both on the camera or the NVR, but was done on the for example, independent server. If you look at my setup, I also offloaded everything to the separate Docker container. For example, my face recognition is not done by any specific add-on, but it's done separately on the separate container. And I know that the guys, for example, they implemented face recognition system for door entry that would, allow anybody to enter the building, but the alarm would be triggered if that person that entered was not on the approved list. And this was all done offloaded separately. Yeah. So yeah, maybe the next stream will be a cam only stream. Not a lot of people will join. I'm just kidding. Yeah, the cameras are really fun stuff. Yeah, but on the other hand, it's really frustrating when we live on the same planet. I will now be talking a little bit nonsense, sorry. And you do not have access to the same stuff. I was looking at Wise cameras. They have version 3 now. I don't know if anybody has seen them or not. Small box, it can be outdoor camera, has very good resolution, and price is $19 or $29, whatever. Even if it's $19 or $29, it's really good price for the camera that size. And you cannot buy it in the EU. Well, you cannot buy it anywhere, version 3, because it's in pre-sales now, but yeah, you cannot buy it in the EU. Yeah, so I wanted to test the camera and record, but unfortunately I will not be doing that. Okay, definitely time to wrap up. I'm out of Coke. Well, sip. So oh no, next time Tech Toys next time. No. If we start talking about that one, I would never end the stream. Thank you for joining, really, Johnny. Thank you, and thank you for joining, becoming the member. Really, thank you. Really appreciate it. But Tech Toys, please keep this for the next stream because I really want to talk about it. This was something that I was looking to buy, but I'm not sure how it works. So I would definitely like to hear more about that one. But until the next time, I hope you enjoyed the stream. If you have any kind of a comment or a question, as always, you can leave it down below in the comment section. I will be releasing the stream as soon as YouTube finishes processing it, and from the last couple of streams this long, it will probably take 8 to 10 hours. So probably tomorrow morning or late afternoon, the stream will be available for the viewing as recording. And knowing my luck, the chat will be gone once again, although I did say save the chat and play the chat back, but it never works. If you have any kind of a comment or question, you can always find me on the Discord server. You can leave the comments in the comment section. I agree with you, but we will talk about next time. I have to end up. Thank you once again all for joining, and I'll be seeing you next time. Bye bye and have a great weekend.